It was a comfortable 68 degrees Fahrenheit in Menlo Park, California on September 1st, 2006, when four men sitting in their tiny office just above a small grocery store would officially release one of the most popular gaming platforms of all time. This small and inconspicuous company would go on to become one of the most influential and highest valued gaming companies in history only 15 years later. Roblox's birth was the culmination of a decade and a half of ideas, passion, and success. Now, if you've ever spent time on Roblox, you are likely familiar with the name David "Builderman" Baszucki, as he is the co-founder and CEO of Roblox. But there was another man who played an equal, if not greater role in the creation of the now global platform Roblox. A man who for a decade silently laid the groundwork for the platform we have today. With the global success of Roblox over the last 18 years, it is impossible to not talk about Builderman. You've even likely heard and seen this story before, but the success of Roblox is not his alone. It is also Erik's story.
Hi, Erik Cassel here. I'm here to show you a new feature that we're working on here at Roblox.
Erik Cassel was born in California on December 16, 1967. At an early age, Erik would find an interest in computers. His father would bring Erik to his work, where he would use a punch card machine for fun. The rapid clicking of the keys on the machine and the perforated punch cards would give Erik something fun to play with as he slowly began his interest in computers. This interest would develop into a passion during junior high school, where Erik would program every day during his recess breaks. This was the late 1970s, and the computer Erik used was a Radio Shack tireless 80. While advanced for the time, this computer had no hard drive. This meant that any progress Erik made on his program would be lost once he shut the machine down at the end of recess, thus starting fresh each and every day. This situation is what motivated Erik to become a great programmer. The faster and more accurately he programmed his game, the longer he would have to play it during recess. This passion would eventually lead Erik to pursue a degree in computer science from the prestigious Cornell University, where he would go on to graduate with a bachelor's in 1989. After graduating, Erik would start work as an engineer. In December 1992, after a few years of experience under his belt, Erik would by chance read about a small tech company out in San Francisco, California called Knowledge Revolution. Little did Erik know that reading this single article in Mac User magazine would go on to forever change not just Erik's life and career path, but also change the world. Knowledge Revolution was founded by David Baszucki and his brother Greg on January 1st, 1989 in San Francisco, California. This new software company was something special for its time. They produced a program called Interactive Physics, which was aimed at high school students to simulate real-world physics experiments, in hopes of encouraging students to be more engaged with the subject. Fast forward 4 years to 1993, and things are going very well for this small software company. The year prior, they launched their latest version of Interactive Physics 2, sales are growing, and the media is starting to take notice of their work. In December 1992, a popular magazine, Mac User, wrote a full-page article about Interactive Physics 2. And this article would catch the eye of one talented engineer, Erik Cassel. Erik was so intrigued by this software company that he would reach out to Dave and land an interview. A short while later, Erik would find himself on a plane flying across the US for an interview with a small software company in San Francisco, California. Erik didn't have to wait long for an opportunity at Knowledge Revolution, because Dave would offer Erik a job on the spot. Erik accepted this job and quickly began his work. As the years passed, eventually Knowledge Revolution would create two more products. Working model, the success of these three products was evident. Knowledge Revolution sold millions of copies of its software and won countless awards.
So we sold millions of copies of this physics software. We won Mac User Awards. We won all kinds of awards.
Along with the company's growth, Erik's career continued to grow, and by 1998, he was now the VP of Engineering at Knowledge Revolution. The years of hard work would pay off for Erik, Dave, and Greg, because in December 1998, Knowledge Revolution was officially purchased by a larger software company, MSC, for $19.2 million. This purchase was monumental as it would alter the life of Dave and Erik forever. After the purchase of Knowledge Revolution, he became a director at MSC from 1998 until 2001, at which point he left and joined Outthink from 2002 until 2004. Dave would go on to be the VP and General Manager with MSC Software from 1999 to 2002. Along with becoming MSC's GM and VP, he would take on many new ventures in the following years, one of which was his year-long stint as a libertarian radio talk show host with KSCO Santa Cruz in 2001.
You used to have a talk radio show.
Yeah.
Now that I've met you in person, I get this.
No way.
I see how you'd be
You're
pretty
kidding.
fun to listen to, yeah.
This is significant because Dave and his wife had considered moving abroad during this time, and had they done so, Dave would have missed an opportunity that helped directly spark the idea for Roblox. Had he moved, there may have been no Roblox today. Another venture Dave started around this time was founding his angel investment firm, Baszucki and Associates. If you're unfamiliar with angel investors, they are usually very wealthy individuals who will invest in small-stage startup companies. The goal is that the startup company will grow to become a successful multi-million or even billion-dollar company, leading to that small investment growing exponentially. Dave's investment firm would make many investments, but one would pay dividends beyond imagination. In early 2003, Dave would invest in a social network startup company named Friendster. This company predated all other social media sites, apps, and online games. Any other social media site or app you can think of today didn't exist in 2003. There was no TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, WhatsApp, Twitter, Pinterest, or Reddit. This was even before Vine, Google+, and MySpace. This was truly the dark ages of social networking. Friendster was a true trendsetter and introduced the world to what we know today as social media.
And you invested in Friendster.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I remember, I think, having account number 79 on Friendster and just seeing that wonderful thing of finding other people, friend of friend, playing around with that early user interface. It's a little bit almost thinking of interactive physics where we were simulating the world, and then Friendster, seeing how important social is. Those are a couple of the components that have come together in Roblox.
Dave instantly saw that demand for online social interactions. He knew that the younger generation wanted something modern that gave them the freedom to build and create in a social setting. Dave had the desire for something with more freedom and fewer constraints than a simulated physics engine. Somewhere where users could play puzzle games, solve problems, and do stuff they would do together in person, but online. He knew that there was an emerging category for online social play, creation, and experiences. Combining the social aspect and the desire to create, build, and play with his lifelong passion for construction toys, the idea for Roblox was born. With this new direction, Dave knew it was time to get to work on his new company. He would reach out to his close friend and former business partner, Erik Cassel, to help him start this new venture. Erik was sold on the idea of an online social experience where users could play and learn together. This project was a big risk for the two men to take on. Neither of them had any experience in the gaming industry, and they both came from an educational tech sector.
No one in the company from the gaming business. We're from educational software. We're from mechanical engineering software. We said, what the heck, we're going to go for it.
But this didn't deter them. The pair found a tiny office in Menlo Park, California, put their heads down, and began work on their new project. While Dave was very experienced in coding, he has stated that Erik was the true genius and backbone of building the groundwork for Roblox.
So Erik introduced me as a great programmer, but actually, the super great programmer at Roblox, I think every Roblox employee here today will acknowledge it, the super programmer at Roblox is Erik Cassel. So, awesome.
Erik's gift for coding cannot be understated. In later interviews, talks, and forum posts, both Dave and John Shedlutsky would give Erik credit and high praise for his talents and abilities. As the early work for their new site began, days turned into weeks, turned into months. After almost a year of work, one of the most important decisions popped up. What would the pair name their new project? Many names were tossed around, but two stuck: GoBlocks and Dynablocks.
We were calling it Dynablocks at the time, but you can see a lot of the same aspects of Roblox. You know, we wanted games, we wanted models that you could play, we wanted ability to play in contests, a community. So a lot of these same aspects you see today were in our very first mock-up.
So on December 2nd, 2003, the domain for GoBlocks is registered, and shortly after, on December 12th, 2003, the domain for Dynablocks was registered. Neither of these names would last long, as on January 30th, 2004, the domain roblox.com was registered. This name seemed to resonate and stick with the founders, as in March 2004, Roblox Corporation was officially incorporated and the name Roblox was trademarked. Through 2004 and 2005, Roblox opened into its early alpha stages and saw new players slowly jumping into games. Dave and Erik were a two-man team. They coded during the mornings, played with the fans when they were on in the afternoon, and answered support questions on the forums at night. They truly did everything at Roblox these early years. During these early years, Roblox would max out at around 10 players online at any given time. So Erik and Dave became very close with all of these early users.
The day we launched, we had no SEO, no SEM, no nothing. We went for several months having 5 people online at the same time. We talked to these users. They would come in and hang out with us.
The two routinely talked with users in-game and on the forums, answering every question, helping to troubleshoot the many bugs that were common for Roblox at this time. Now, despite all of these massive bugs, Dave and Erik shipped Roblox this early for a reason. They wanted the feedback and guidance from the community to continue iterating on their product.
We shipped very early, radically early, I would say, relative to what you might see in today's market, because we wanted this feedback as quickly as possible.
It was from all of these interactions and watching what the community created that Dave and Erik realized users created better content.
And our community creates better content than we could create. They monetize, they help us monetize in ways we never could. They attract viral users in ways we haven't been able to, like they do it. Their games are fun. So it's really trusting the power of our community.
With this information, the pair stopped making games and let the community create games, and Roblox would see instant success. Now at the end of 2005, as Roblox began taking shape, Dave and Erik made another silent but massive move. They secured a patent for their product. Yes, Roblox, or as it is labeled in their patent, online building tool, is patented. As 2006 rolls around and Roblox is looking much more polished and is running much smoother compared to the years prior. In June 2006, the pair hired their first employee, Matt Dusek, and only a month later, they hired their second employee, John Shedlutsky. On September 1st, 2006, after years of hard work, countless hours of programming, and defying the odds, 4 men were cramped into their tiny second-floor office and watched as Roblox was officially launched to the world. While this launch didn't initially have any significant impact on players, it did signal to Dave and Erik that their vision was truly coming to life.
We worked really hard when we founded Roblox. Erik and I actually worked together in an office for 2 years writing software.
As the years continued, Roblox slowly but surely began to grow its platform. With this growth, many things would change. The small, cramped Menlo Park office would be left behind for a new office in Redwood City, and shortly after, downtown San Mateo, California. The team would continue to grow in size as it quickly reached dozens of employees, and Roblox would continue to improve and iterate its platform.
We were in an office in Menlo Park, and right around this time when Roblox Studio was going live, we hired our first 2 employees, John and Matt. And then I can remember moving to Redwood City. We had 10 to 12 to 14 people. That went up to 16. Then we moved to downtown San Mateo. So from then on, it was, build out the team.
Over the years, many features, updates, and events would be added. Erik would lead the engineering team and roll out many great and popular updates, such as the addition of hats, the first egg hunt, and the much anticipated addition of limiteds. Knowing the Roblox community, not every update was so well received. Some of the more unpopular contemporary updates Erik oversaw were the addition of player animations. Yes, believe it or not, the first major update that Roblox released caused players to riot and say Roblox was getting bad.
Time to launch animation, animated avatars. There's no way we're not going to have animation. So we launched it. There was a bit of a community backlash, if you can believe it. Just like Roblox is ruined, I'm quitting forever.
The addition of bubble chat, and the addition of Robloxian 2.0. By the beginning of 2010, a new decade had started. Roblox was turning 4, there were nearly 6 million registered accounts, and some games were getting millions of visits. Despite all of this amazing growth and success, it was during this year that Erik would receive news that would change his life forever. It is unclear when, but during 2010, Erik would be diagnosed with brain cancer. Erik would take a few weeks off to spend time with his family and process this news. Brain cancer is one of the most aggressive forms of cancer, and most people diagnosed with it will only have about 1 to 3 years.
So the business is growing clearly in it, and you could see where it's headed. And meantime, Erik had been battling cancer, and quite an aggressive cancer, for a few years, and unfortunately succumbed to it in early 2013. When that happened, I mean, he was the main. Right, I mean, he had sort of built the back end of this thing. Aside from, I'm sure, everybody being devastated, what did it mean for Roblox?
You know, he had a cancer that was basically not curable. He knew he had, between 1 and 3 years, I think, at the time. I forget exactly. It was just like, oh my goodness. So what was interesting with Erik was in the midst of that, he took a few weeks off and with his family, but then didn't change anything. It was almost a testament to what we were doing together was his optimal lifestyle, which made me really open my eyes a bit. So Erik kept working for quite a while. We all knew he was battling cancer. I tried to make it very easy. Hey, Erik, if you want to chill out, we got this. He's like, no. Like I'm enjoying this. But it was a little scary. I'm very, so thankful for Erik because he was almost a template for our values. He really helped me in my understanding of what great technical talent looks like, just working so closely with him and solving problems from a vision standpoint rather than a tactical standpoint was absolutely amazing. And in a way, there is also a motivation to me in that after Erik had passed, maybe in addition to other things that would motivate me, I had a huge motivation to want to make Roblox true to his vision almost, but it was very powerful.
Erik knew Roblox was growing. He knew the vision for the platform and what it would become one day. He decided that he would continue to work on pushing Roblox forward.
New features like water and existing features like physics, and I can't wait for it to be released. We have a lot of work to do, but it'll be great. Thank you.
He would take on the responsibility to work with all of the engineers to teach them everything he knew about the core of the platform. Dave and Erik had many talks over the following years, where Dave offered to let Erik take all the time he needed, but Erik declined and pushed forward with his work. The following year, in 2011, Roblox would hold its first ever in-person event, Roblox Rally. This was the first time Roblox was holding an in-person event and a clear indication that the company was seeing massive growth and popularity. Erik and the team would go on to demo many amazing upcoming features during this rally. While the features may seem very simplistic for us today, these features were quite advanced and groundbreaking for this time.
What is it that you do at Roblox? What's your main job? He founds it.
No, I don't do anything anymore. No, I write code. I work with all the engineers on just making everything work.
Dave would say during the event that everyone at Roblox knew that Erik was the true genius engineer of Roblox, giving a nod to how talented and instrumental he was to the foundation and growth of the company.
So Erik introduced me as a great programmer, but actually the super great programmer at Roblox, I think every Roblox employee here today will acknowledge it, the super programmer at Roblox is Erik Cassel. So, awesome.
2012 would bring more new features and updates such as water, trading, and a studio overhaul, along with many other features. On July 14th, 2012, for the second year in a row, Roblox would hold their in-person event, now called Roblox Game Conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Robloxians. Welcome to the second annual Roblox Game Conference. My name is Erik Cassel. I am the co-founder of Roblox. Some of you might know me better by my very creative username, which is Erik.Cassel.
For a second year, Erik would have a public appearance. He helped lead the event with talks about Roblox Studio 2.0, work in the economy, and Roblox 2020, a look at the future of Roblox. Sadly, this would be one of, if not the last, public Roblox appearance for Erik. On February 12th, 2013, a blog post is made on Roblox informing the community that tragically the day prior, Erik Cassel passed away from cancer. He was 45 years old. This would be a massive blow to Dave, all the employees at Roblox, and all Robloxians. While Erik may have passed, his legacy continues to live on in many ways. Since Erik's passing, Dave has continued to speak highly of Erik and his instrumental role in Roblox's success. They were business partners and good friends for 20 years.
Of cancer in 2013. If he was here today, what do you think he would think of the Roblox that Roblox has become?
Wow, I think he'd be proud. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, I think he would, his both of his sons have worked at the company a bit. So yeah, I think he'd be there.
Erik's two sons have each worked at Roblox in both the intern program and accelerator program. His children and family are all still active in some capacity internally at Roblox. Finally, Roblox. The platform has changed a lot in the nearly 10 years since his passing, but it is part of his legacy. He helped to build the company from the ground up, and Roblox possibly wouldn't exist had it not been for his amazing work, dedication, and love for Roblox.
And I can't wait for it to be released. We have a lot of work to do, but it'll be great. Thank you.
So thanks for sticking around and watching until the end. I really appreciate it. I spent a lot of time researching this. I started it months ago, and it took a while to get all this done, but I wanted to make sure I could research everything so that way I could give you all the most accurate information regarding Erik and everyone else that was mentioned in the documentary. If you did enjoy it, be sure to smash that like button, hit the red subscribe button, all that fun YouTube stuff. I learned a lot about editing and researching while making this, and I have plans to work on more Roblox themed documentaries in the future. And I will have a link somewhere down below in the description with the links to every source that I used during this video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one.